Hey, do you smell that? Smells like NHL playoff hockey. Oh, yeah, brother! It's time for the 2025 NHL playoffs. So, I thought I'd bring you my predictions for who's going to win each round and who's going to climb that ladder all the way to the top and grab Sir Stanley's Cup. I know, that was so dumb, right? All right, but anyways, I'm gonna let you guys know who I think is gonna win the 2025 NHL Stanley Cup this year. I'll give you all my predictions along the way here. I highly doubt that I will be right because I haven't really watched hockey this year, due to the fact that the New York Rangers absolutely sucked beyond belief. I was going to wear my Rangers jersey just because, but ultimately I decided to say nah, because embarrassment. Anyways, though, let's jump right in here and look at the bracket, and then we'll break it down one by one, round by round here. So, first up, we have the Winnipeg Jets versus the St. Louis Blues. I got to pick the Jets for this one. I know we got the President's Cup trophy curse, right? So I don't think Winnipeg is going to win the Stanley Cup, but I do think that they can manage to beat the St. Louis Blues, although they have kind of rallied towards the end of the season to get into the playoffs. I'm going to go with I could see this easily being a sweep of 4-0, but I'm going to go 4-1. 4-1 for Winnipeg in that series. Let's move down to the next one. We have Dallas versus Colorado. So the Stars versus the Avalanche. I'm personally very much looking forward to that series because I think that's a very evenly matched pair of teams going up against each other. So I think it'll be fast, it'll be physical, and it'll be fun to watch, quite frankly. You got a lot of star power. See what I did there? But anyways, it's kind of hard to pick one for this. I know overall Dallas is, higher ranked than Colorado, but man, I don't know. I think this is going to be a 4-2 series, and as far as the winner goes, it's kind of hard to choose. I could flip-flop back and forth. I'm going to go with the Stars. I'm personally rooting for the Avalanche. No particular reason. Maybe it's just because I like watching Nathan MacKinnon and I want to see him continue to go forward so I can keep watching him play. But I'm going to go with the Dallas Stars, 4-2. It's going to be a fun series. Okay, moving down. Next series, we have the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Minnesota Wild, who just made it in that wild card spot. I know Minnesota's a scrappy team, so you can't count them out. And then Vegas, who's just been always what it seems like is on top of the food chain, always in the playoffs, always a top-ranked team pretty much every year. I'm going to go with Vegas. Again, I'll go with another 4-2 series on this one. I don't really know why, but it's just my gut feeling. I just think the Wild will be able to kind of pull out a couple of wins that maybe people won't expect. So I'm going to go 4-2 Golden Knights. Moving down to the next one, we got the Los Angeles Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers, which again should be a fun matchup. I feel like my memory's not great when it comes to like the previous playoffs, but I feel like we've seen the Kings and the Oilers face off for like the past 2 to 3 years in a row in the first round. So let me know if I'm wrong in that comment section or not, or let me know if I'm right, because I'm probably not going to look it up either. But I think it should be another competitive series. Whether or not the final score reflects that, has yet to be seen, because all these games could be really close and, all decided within overtime or like a 1-goal game, so it could be a lot closer than the final score will reflect. But it's hard for me not to pick the Oilers, even though the Kings are higher ranked in this year's season. I'm going to go with the Oilers. I think I'm going to go with it's a tough one. I think I'm going to go with another 4-2. It could easily flip-flop the other direction and the Kings could win, or I could just be totally wrong about the series score. This could go many games, or it could go very little games, depending. But I'm going to go Edmonton 4-2 in the series for that one, taking it. So we're going to move over to the East now here, and the number one bracket on the top here for the East is Toronto versus Ottawa. Battle of the Canadian teams. Ottawa, I don't think, has been in the playoffs for quite a while, at least not that I can remember, getting into that wild card spot. I mean, Toronto has that curse too, where they're just seems like they're never going to win the Stanley Cup, and no matter how far they get, if they get far, they will inevitably blow it. But I'm pretty confident that they can beat Ottawa, right? Right, Toronto fans? Right? So I'm gonna go 4-0. I'm gonna go with a sweep on this one. I know, especially after what I just said about them like blowing their, some of their leads in the games, or even blowing the series. I do think that they can sweep Ottawa. I mean, I haven't really watched Ottawa at all, so I might be severely, underestimating them. But I'm gonna say that they're gonna get swept. So 4-0 Toronto. Moving on to the next round here. Let's go to the next matchup, and we have the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers. So battle of the Floridian teams. Should be a fun one, as always. Should be fun, fast, and physical. Probably my most anticipated watch of the East. This is a hard one to pick. Again, I haven't watched a lot of hockey, so this is me just kind of blindly throwing a dart at the dartboard and just trying to pick one. But I'm gonna go with the Panthers on this one again, and I'm gonna go with a 4-2 once again for the Panthers. Again, this could easily be the Lightning winning this series. I just think that it's going to be another very competitive series, a very physical one that we're going to really enjoy watching. But I'm going to go Florida 4-2 to move on. Just won the Stanley Cup last year. I don't know if they're necessarily going to do it again this year, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So Florida 4-2, moving on to the next matchup. Next, we got Washington, the Capitals, versus the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal just made it into the playoffs at that wild card 2 spot. I mean, I'm going to have to go with Washington. I mean, I suppose Montreal could surprise everybody, but I don't see it happening. So I'm actually going to go with a 4-1 on this one for Washington. I have zero faith in the Canadiens being able to pull out more than one win. They could easily get swept, but I think they can probably muster up at least one. So 4-1 Washington. Moving on. Okay, and we got the last first round matchup here. We have the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New Jersey Devils. This should be an interesting one to watch as well. These are two very young, fast teams. I mean, Carolina is a team that you pretty much have come to expect to make the playoffs and go very far. I mean, people have definitely thought that the Hurricanes could win the Stanley Cup probably the past 3 years, I would say. Again, I haven't watched them a lot this year. I know there were some big moves made within that team. I'm going to go with the Hurricanes, but I think this one's going to be a 4-1. Despite having said that it could be a competitive matchup, I think Carolina's got enough experience and enough firepower, did I say experience? And enough experience to just kind of run over the Devils. The Devils could be easily capable of winning, the series, if not more than one game. But yeah, I'm going to go with 4-1 for the Hurricanes. Moving on. So that's it for the first round matchups. Those are my predictions. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think down in that comment section. Are any of my predictions, how you see things going, or am I totally off base here with all my predictions? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in that comment section. Please let me know. Drop a like if you did enjoy the video. It helps me out a ton. And We do all sorts of content on the channel. We do these predictions. We mostly do musical reactions and gaming videos, but hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of that content, and make sure you hit that noti bell so that you know when it's coming out. You don't want to miss it if you enjoyed it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the playoffs as much as I'm going to, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.